Hi, stamping friends. This is Jill with Flourishing Finishes. I'm really excited to share with you a fall card that I did using some new techniques that are new to me anyway, and I wanted to share them with you. I'm not sure if you've checked out this stamp set. It's Soft Seedlings in the mini catalog for July through maybe December or January 2022. I used a few different techniques. There's a lot kind of involved, but I didn't feel like it was super lengthy. So let's go ahead and just take a closer look. With these leaves, I really felt like I wanted to portray a variety of color. I guess I could have done anything, but for some reason, anything stamped in the same color would just look plain, or if I used markers, it would take a really long time if I wanted to make 20 of them. So I just thought, let's try a technique so I can get all the color without having to sit here and color all these different areas and huff a million times. So I started playing, and let me tell you, it was really messy. But as you can see, it came up with some beautiful images. And as you play, the colors change a little bit. But either way, I feel like it ends up pretty. As you see, the little splatters, yeah, that's my mess. So we're also using the golded leafing, which I have not purchased, but my upline Esther uses it a lot. So I thought I needed to check it out. So let's just kind of dive in. If you want to make the card along with me, you're going to need Old Olive base cut to 8.5 by 5.5 and 2 vanilla pieces that are cut to 5 1/4 by 4. We will use some other pieces, but we'll talk about those when we get there. For now, I just want to go ahead and crease the base. And then go ahead and put the inside in, because the less that we can get messy, the better. Just kidding. I did confine it. I'll show you guys. Maybe when I post this to my vlog, I should have my husband include the picture I sent to him when I was designing the first card. I had ink everywhere all over my desk because I would spray water and forget that it would like fly. So anyway, if you guys want to do this technique at home, I suggest something to confine the spray. A tile would probably work. I'm using the biggest Stampin' Up block. Again, I'm putting paper towels in here to confine the mess. The inks that I'm going to use for this technique is Old Olive, Cajun Craze, and Rich Razzleberry. For me, I felt like personally I needed to have the most be the green, because the leaves are mostly green. And if you get too many of the other colors, it can kind of turn like a bad brown. I did find that I just covered a lot more space because the stamp is kind of big. So then I would just take the other 2 colors and I would just add them around. You love how I don't really have specifics. Just go for it. Again, I found that I didn't want too many of these or too close together, as I think I just put too close together, but okay. So I think we're going to do this and then we might mess up our mat and have to fold it over, but let's go with it because we're already here. You are going to then take spray and spray it. You see how it's transforming? Okay. So then I just took my, got it, and there you go. Yes, it's messy. It splatters a little. So fun. If you feel like it starts to dry out, you really just have to re-ink it again. I guess I got this nice and juicy for the camera. So there you go. Let me grab another insert. Just kidding, but I'm getting ink everywhere. Okay, here I have a white one. I just don't have a vanilla one. If for some reason like it starts to get dried out and you stamp and it's like not giving you an image, or you like this, it's all like brown. What I did, whether this is right or wrong, maybe it uses too much ink, I don't know, but it's fun and it's messy. My husband's, I think, going to have a conniption fit sitting across from me because he hates messes. See? And then you get your color black back. It does make it a little bit darker. So there you go. And then as it, like even the first one that I did, as it cools off, you begin to get more color. So we're just going to set this aside. I should have got a Lysol wipe before. Babe, will you get a Lysol wipe from up there? So you kind of want to set your two pieces aside so they can dry. So maybe we'll put them, if you have a messy side of your mat, a clean side of your mat, if you have a new mat that you can grab. We're going to then work on this top part while we wait for that to dry a little bit. So in order to do this, we need a white sheet of paper or vanilla, just really any kind of scrap paper that we're going to cut to 1 inch by 4 inch. And then this is rich raspberry that we're going to cut 1 1/4 to 4. So once you have those, then we can do the gilded leafing. I meant to get out my little square thing that works really well when you're dealing with glue, but I did not. So it'll be a little bit messier for me. I don't even think I could even try to get my husband to sneak it to me. And I don't know what it's called, but we have those mats, the silicone mats that work really well when you're dealing with glue. I really think that is one of the best things for you to use. Huh. Sorry guys, I don't even have my pieces, so let me cut them really fast. Anthony, you have to find rich raspberry. Okay. Sorry, it's probably up there. So this is the scrap I'm going to use. Nope, that's cherry cobbler. The gold leafing. Nope, over here, babe. Right here, under the rich, see that rich raspberry file folder? My husband thinks my office is like foreign, but I'm sure if I went into his computer crazy thing, I would feel the same way. So the great thing about if I had the silicone mat right now that I could kick myself that I don't have, is that as I'm working on this, I'm not going to be sticking to another piece of paper because it all, rubs off. But since I don't have it right now, I'm going to kind of hold my piece of paper. But if you have that, definitely use it for this technique. So then the gilded leafing, I don't know how you store yours, but I feel like it's so messy. Then you go to town. All right. You kind of want it to be a thick coat because I think this really helps make the card. And then you just begin to squish and scrape and push down the excess. But you don't want to do it so much that your colored cardstock that you're using bleeds through. So if you need more, like see right there, I just did that. So what I would do is try to get a newer, bigger piece to smush down, or even get more glue if I needed it. Because sometimes I just don't get glue in all the areas. There we go. So simple, super cute, super fun, super, not, I don't know, it's pretty messy. When I've used it at team meetings or larger camps and stuff, the more this crinkles and the more you use it, I just think the more it like goes in the air. And mine's like brand new, so I think I love it. a little bit more because it's like easier to use when it's all bigger pieces. Okay, so then when you feel like you have that like you want it, go ahead and set it aside so you can yet again clean up your mess and hope that you don't have gold everywhere like I do. And okay, I will set that aside. And then, okay, so then you got to cut your rich raspberry, which I did not as well. So let me, okay, oops, just kidding, by 1 1/4. Okay, so we can go ahead and put that together. While I've got my cutting things out, I need to cut the Thinking of You, which was 3/4 inch by 2 1/2. I put my like blader and scorer on backwards and it's driving me crazy. Okay, I'll fix it later. I've annoyed you guys enough with my crazy. Okay, so go ahead and put that on. Super cute. Take your black. I use the Thinking of You. There are quite a few sayings that I think are super cute. I love the font. Oh, that got it all on pretty good the first time. Ribbon. This is about 4 inches of ribbon that I cut off. Old olive is what I used. You can use whatever you might have. Let me bring the card back into play now that, so you guys can, is that in the camera? Okay. I just kind of looped it over. Cut my edges. I used just like a little mini dimensional, they're not dimensionals, mini pop dot, I think. Nope, just kidding. Mini glue dot is what they're called. Okay, just kind of play with it and arrange it how I want it. I'm really on the struggle bus right now and I'm not sure why. So then after that, I actually took another mini glue dot and I put it kind of behind the of in the U-ish area. And then I kind of put it on. Forgot to get out my dimensionals. And then I used dimensionals, 1 on each side. And that's what went to the, I did the middle. Feel free to put it wherever you'd like. I think I struggled the most with exactly where it would look the best because I think it's all so pretty. So then now that we have this piece, we can go back over to our leaves. We can see how dry they are. This was my, my white one that I did to show you extra, but this was my vanilla. So if it's not dry, you can use a heat tool. You can let it sit and come back to it, any of the above. Sometimes I tend to do a little bit more adhesive in pockets because it will curl a little bit, because I do not use the watercolor paper all the time, because sometimes I just like the look of it when it bleeds, not bleeds, but when it goes differently on regular cardstock. Okay, so we have this. So now we're going to take our top saying and we just need to decide where we want it. Like for me, I felt like I would put it wherever an imperfection was. On this, my original sample. So You wouldn't even have to use dimensionals if you didn't want. I just felt like it gave it a little extra look to have it popped up twice and it not still be too big. Huh. Okay. And then your card is complete. I hope you guys really enjoyed the techniques and all the mess. Thank you for getting messy with me. Until next time, I hope you flourish.